Freshies, welcome to Live. I'm back after 2 weeks. I've missed our little get-togethers. Anyway, I guess I owe you an explanation of why I've been gone. Don't I? Well, if you're curious, I'll tell you why I've been gone. The area that Charlie lives in got struck by tornadoes and a derecho. Dereche? Anyway, it knocked down trees, power lines, and made a general it made a general pest of itself. Things are just now beginning to feel normal again, whatever that is around here. Anyway, we're trying to figure out how to get back into YouTube after 2 weeks off. Trying to figure out what stories were being worked on and which ones need to be flushed. But anyway, that's beside the point. August was a slow month. Hello, Upgrade. Good to see you. So, just so everybody knows, I'm going to go back over what I was just saying so that Upgrade can hear. The area that Charlie lives in was hard hit. Trees were down. Some people lost their homes. Power lines came down. Telephone lines came down. The poles that hold the lines came down. Overall, Mother Nature trashed the region. Carrie is fine. She was scared, but otherwise okay. But it was messy for 2 weeks. Imagine not having lights. For 2 weeks. No clean clothes for 2 weeks. No Wi-Fi for 2 weeks. Charlie could tell you more if I let him. I'm not going to, though, because this is my show. Anyway, Charlie's dad did manage to hook up the fridge and the deep freeze so that it would keep the food cold to the generator. The generator, however, was not hooked up to the lights until a little bit later, and even then, it was just 2 lamps in their living room. We got power roughly a few days ago. Late last week. But anyway, it was 12 days. And some people may still not have power or aren't living at home. One of Charlie's friends has a daughter who had a tree come crashing down the middle of her house. His neighbor, that is Charlie's neighbor, had a tree come down on his garage and punch a hole through it. Some of the other homes in the neighborhood had trees come down on them. Charlie's yard had a tree come down and land in its neighbor's. Charlie's house is fine. No lives were lost in the neighborhood. It was more of an inconvenience than anything. But that is why both this channel and Charlie's other channels were absent of anything. Let's see. With that out of the way, let's see. Nope, not what I wanted. It's hard to work a phone while I do this. Also, if you're not getting notifications, YouTube's been really weird about stuff. So if you're not getting notifications of lives, you need to make sure that every once in a while you're watching the video. Supposedly they're cracking down. So if you're not watching videos, you may not get notified. This month we were supposed to do my favorite baddies in the stories, part 1. First time in monster movies. Unfortunately, by the time that came around, we did not have lives or didn't have power. Your Fears Made Real. Human animal hybrids. Unfortunately, that one we did not have power for. And what we found in the BoneYard, that's where we're at today. Next month, the first live is going to be human animal crosses. Ever wondered about me? Creating random baddies for random stories. And then what we found in the BoneYard. So now we're going to see if we can get and look at stats. We have 293 views, 48 subscribers, and 3.7 watch time hours. They have updated the way they do views. So recent counts may be higher. Basically, what they're doing is the minute that you start watching a live or a video, that is when they start tracking your views. So, pretty cool on that score. Overall, we have 48 subscribers, 24 qualified public watch hours, and 347 qualified shorts views. Yikes! Anyway, how are you, Upgrade? I hope you're doing better than Charlie has been. Oh, very cool. Congrats. What will you be doing? If I can ask. Tell me it's something fun like grave digger. Selling graves? Sorry. I'm keenly interested in boneyards. Awesome. Shoes are awesome. Shoes are very awesome. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. When you don't have something, or you're used to having something, and you have it taken away, man, my voice is just going everywhere today. You don't know how much you miss it until you don't have it. I'm proud of myself, though. I didn't go stir crazy without being able to go online. I thought I would be, but I'm not. I was good. And Charlie was too. I sort of like this dark look, the low lights and stuff. It adds to the. Don't ask me what story is next, because clearly I don't know. The kids in the area finally got back to school. Hopefully that keeps the trolls from coming in. I hope. Anything fun over the last 2 weeks? Hopefully the heat isn't too bad. I do have some really good stories lined up. I just have to type them up or write them up and then type them up. Good. I'm glad to hear it's not hot. I will say this. It's warm today. Dolly Parton, Tim Curry, and the voice for Eeyore, all dead. Sad, really. Tim Curry did such a good job as one of my friends. Or should I say fiends? He did a good job with it. Or should I say Pennywise? I like how empty my eyes look. I think it's a good look for me. Oh? Is that why Mark Hamill did it? I would have loved to have heard the audition. Charlie really needs to clean up his collection a bit. Oh, I'll have to have Charlie dig it up for me. The AI on YouTube found somebody's comment calling Charlie a bully. And it brought it up 2 or 3 times yesterday. Any questions for me? I don't know if I left anything off or not. Charlie's brother yard looked like a battlefield. It looked like a bomb hit it. With all the trees down in it. I can tell you that right after the storm, once everything lightened up a little bit, people in the neighborhood stepped up, grabbed their chainsaws, and started hacking things up. All 3 roads coming into this area. Well, Charlie lives in an area where 3 streets come together to make a dead end. And the neighbors came together and cut it up. Well, they cut the. What? In 2 hours? Okay. Okay. So the neighbors cleaned up the streets and opened them up so people could go up and down on them, which was really nice of them. And nobody got hurt in the process. So that's a good thing. Thank you for the hearts. My hood just fell. Weird. By the way, if you ever see anything in the background of my videos or lives, rather a shadow or somebody moving past the camera, let me know. It means that friends are visiting from out of town. Way out of town. If you catch my meaning. I'd wink, but you wouldn't see it. I've missed being with you guys. You fleshies. It feels good. Ooh. They should. I can just imagine. Could you imagine them making Mecha King Ghidorah fly around the room? That would be so cool. Scary, perhaps, for the fleshies around, but cool nonetheless. Maybe I should. No, that wouldn't work. I failed that class. The good news is that while the power was out, the heat stayed away. It was moderate at best. And now that the power is back on, it's getting hot again. Schools were supposed to start 2 weeks ago, and basically they just started this week. For the most part. $24. So when do you start your new job? Upgrade? Nice. Best of luck. One thing I've never understood is that phrase that you fleshies use, break a leg. Never understood that. Why would you want to break a leg? I suppose there's some weird story behind it. Charlie today told me to break a leg before coming on live. Kind of weird to say that to a ghost, but okay. I'm sure he had a perfectly good reason for it, but still. Anyway, since I don't really have any huge topics for you, I'm going to let you go. Hoping to have a new video up by Monday. Love you all. Love you to pieces. See you in the next one, fleshies. Pleasant nightmares.